Okay, today we are inside a 2023 BMW X5 40i. So that's going to be the turbocharged 6-cylinder with the B58 engine, 335 horsepower for that one. Now this one is an M Sport package, so we got the M Sport leather steering wheel on the inside. Let's hop outside, take a look at the exterior before we get back in and go for a drive. So with the M Sport package, you get the upgraded 21-inch wheels. This one also has the optional red brakes, which is an upgrade on top of the blue brakes. High gloss black kidney grills and tailpipe. These are not the laser light headlights. These are just the standard adaptive LED headlights that come with the vehicle. I like with the M Sport package, the body trim, the fender wells is painted the same color. The side skirt is the same color. So if you're white, black, blue, it all works. With an X line, you get satin aluminum roof rails and window surround, and you get black trim along the windows. The M Sport tailpipes, as well as this one will have the M Sport exhaust system on it compared to an X-Line X5. Back seats. This is the black Sansa fin interior. We also have premium enhanced package, so we have the travel and comfort seats with the adapters at the back, USB-C charging port, rear heated seats and climate control zone, and ambient lighting in the back, and a ginormous glass sunroof. The back trunk area, one touch to open. One thing that's cool about the X5, it's a split tailgate design. So you actually have another one here, which opens up the tailgate. Privacy cover can come forward, connect there and block everything, or you can hit that button in the side, disconnect it and store it right here, as well as additional storage there, because there's no spare tire for the X5s in Canada because they all come standard with run flat tires. Now when you're ready to close, you don't have to go top or bottom than top. You just click the top one and it does both of them for you. So once again, big shout out to Parkview BMW for providing the test drive vehicle for the video today. If you guys are in the marketplace for an X5 and you want to purchase one, feel free to reach out to me at my email down below and I'll be able to help you guys out. All right, let's hop in the driver's cockpit. See door dash, Harman Kardon sound system. We have the M pedals, the M door sill. These are the travel comfort seats. We have all the adjustments. Extra comfortable, lumbar sport, everything's in there. The X5 does have an electronic power steering, or steering, what did I say, steering moving control, I don't know. So we got aluminum trim on the inside. Let's start it up. Now BMW's iDrive controller or through touchscreen. We'll play a little bit around with the infotainment system, digital cockpit with the map in the center, 2-zone climate control in the front, each separate fans, separate temperature, everything completely separate. Heated and cooled seats are activated through here. We also have the BMW transmission control, 8-speed automatic transmission. All right, let's go for a drive. Man, the X5 is big. The X5 is a big car. This is like driving a truck. This feels like I'm driving my dad's GMC Sierra, but just more luxury and no dirt bike in the back. All right, we start off in comfort mode. Every time you start a BMW, you get in comfort mode. Let's get a quick accel here. Up to the speed limit. Pretty good. Lots of torque out of the B58. I mean, BMW's B58 engine now, 7 years later, I think, 6 or 7, legendary. Everybody wants it. Toyota wants it. I'm sure other people want it. Everybody wants to get that in their car. Now with the X5, it is more of the detuned version of the B58. So some of their cars would have almost 400 horsepower, 382 in their B58s. This one's only 335, but it's still got plenty of torque. I forget what the exact torque rating is, but I think it's like, I forget, but I think it's more than 335. I don't know, I gotta double check, but I think it has more torque than horsepower. We also have head-up display on this unit. Does this one? No, it doesn't have the 360 parking camera due to the chip shores. We have the Harman Kardon sound system. We have the LED lights built into the glass sunroof, so the Sky Lounge panoramic glass sunroof. Now the car is going to come with the iDrive 7 system for BMW. That's standard navigation, real-time traffic info, map-based or cloud-based system for that navigation. You're also going to have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto that are both wireless. So one thing I love is touchscreen, or you can do it through the iDrive controller. So it's redundant, but I feel like when you're driving, you don't really want to reach forward for the touchscreen, where this iDrive controller is just perfect for your hand. All right, let's get our first corner in here. I mean, it's a big vehicle going around the corner, but M Sport tires and Summer Performance tires hold it there pretty good. Playing around with the infotainment system, your first one is your main menu, and you can configure these tiles. Press and hold. I guess you can only do it when you're parked, but when you're parked, you can configure which tile and where you want it. So you can have map, and then you can have music, or you don't want map, you want sport gauge or something, you can have those there. Media. Satellite radio comes with the car, connecting with your phone. Temperature's a little hot, I'm going to turn that down. And then communications for your cell phone, mobile devices. I don't have my phone connected. Navigation, kind of went through that as well. Where to? I like how you can do it through the iDrive controller like this, or if you had to stop, you can get the full keyboard here, and we can do Parkview BMW. Let's start some guidance so you can see. We have navigation there. We have navigation in the digital gauge cluster, and you can see the navigation on the windshield. There's so much redundant navigation, but technically, like, you can turn the navigation off in your head-up display. You can turn the navigation off here, and you can exit out of the navigation menu and say you're in media. So it is still possible to turn off all those navs, or you can have 3 navs on at one time. Just redundant, but it gets the job done. Personally, after driving for a while, I did not like the head-up display. I took that off, I toned that down. It's good enough in my gauge cluster, it's good enough over here. One thing you might find, night driving with so much LCD screens, I was turning the dimming down all the way because I just felt like it was just too much light coming in at night. Speaking of light, you also have ambient lighting. So you see it along the dashboard, see it along there. It's also in here. It's in these LED lights in the sunroof. And in order to change that, you go into car, you go settings, you go over to interior lighting, you go through color. I mean, blue has got to be the best, right? Like right now we're on purple. It's light out, so you can't really see. Maybe if I close the sunshade, we'll be able to see the ambient lighting a little bit more. Brightness is on all the way. We don't want to dim for nighttime driving, but you can see here also where everywhere it's gonna light up. Also along the bottom here, and I can't really see it very much more than what it was before. We're in comfort mode, and one thing with the gauge cluster in comfort, you can go into the settings, go back to settings, go over to displays, go instrument panel, engine display, power meter, or tachometer. I mean, the tach is way better. Who needs to see if they're using 20 or 80% of their engine power? You don't really need to see that. If you do want to know engine information, you can go into driving information, sport gauges, and boom, you got engine PSI, you got engine temperature, you got G-force meter, you got the torque meter, and your horsepower meter. Like, you can see that. It's a pretty cool one to leave on. Coming down below, you have your memory 1 through 8 buttons to save. So like, say you like sport gauges, press and hold on 1. Now, no matter where you are, say you're on the map and you want sport gauges, click 1, goes to sport gauge menu. Play around just a little bit more with the settings as well. Driving information, there's also X view. If you're climbing some hills, you can see what your lean angle's like. Energy flow, so you can see the regenerative braking going into the battery there. It's got a 48 volt mild hybrid technology system on it. Actually, you know what, I don't think the 23 model has that. I think that's coming in until the 24 model, so just scrap that. I do very minimal editing in these videos, so I'll just correct myself instead of chopping it out like I would do in other ones. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of highway driving. We're gonna put it into sport mode here, get a little bit better feel for it. Sport plus mode, so standard sport, sport plus, and sport individual. You can see how much more aggressive the RPMs went. Now, I like the sport individual because say you want the engine to be aggressive, but you don't want the steering, you can customize that. Let's let that car go ahead. Nobody behind me. We're gonna do a first acceleration, full pedal. good. Brakes. It's a heavy car, but those M Sport brakes are gonna hold you true. You could drive this car on the off-ramps like you're driving a sports sedan. The way M Sport is with the handling and the tires, it's a lot of fun. Is that a Kia Sportage? I just did a POV drive on one of those. So if you guys want to see it, interested in Kia, make sure you check out my other channel. I try to do as many cars as I can get my hands on. Most of them are BMWs, but I'm trying to expand a little bit. Got some Mini and I got a Porsche on my channel and now the Kia. So a lot of BMWs though. We can go through all the BMW models. It's pretty good. I mean, the suspension's soft. The power, like when you need to get up there and pass somebody, like boom, power's right there if you need to accelerate. Sport mode, I mean, even if you're in comfort mode and you need to accelerate, you step on the pedal, it downshifts for you, gets going, no problem, no problem. Sport mode mainly just stays higher in the RPMs. It doesn't upshift as much. Comfort mode will try to upshift you, try to get you fuel efficient. Sport mode will like hold the RPM so you're just ready to get back into it, into the power. The brakes, excellent. The sound is awesome. I mean, I know a little bit of it pumped in through the speakers, but I mean, it still sounds really good. I mean, that's what you want. The best thing about that is when you go into comfort mode, it's quiet, it's comfortable, the noise goes away. And then there's even an eco mode. So if you want to be extra fuel efficient, it even gives you this little blue gauge here, tell you how many extra kilometers you've added onto your fuel tank. It's cool to see. We do have cruise control, but on BMWs, without the active stop and go cruise control, the advanced driver assistance package, you will not have that active stop and go cruise control. You will only have just normal cruise. So it's not going to monitor that car in front of you. Now with the safety systems, click this little green button. You can go into configure your safety systems, pre-collision warning, lane departure warning, steering intervention. So let's test out the steering intervention here. So very soft. Try fading out of the lane. There it is. There's the steering intervention, pulling you back. Active blind spot monitoring, so the triangle there. If I have it on and I turn signal and I try to go, steering wheel is vibrating. And you can control the steering wheel vibration level. I think there's like 3 levels for it. So let's go back to sport. Let's ease off here a bit. Let's do another pull. Yeah, I mean, BMW does offer this car in a V8 version as well before you go to the full X5M. So they have a little bit more power than this 6-cylinder if you wanted the 4.4 liter V8. But I mean, it's fuel efficient. You're averaging 10 liters per 100 kilometers. Do you really need a V8? Brakes are good. Corners are good. I love how high the RPMs are holding in Sport Plus. Ready for you to get back on it. But if you need to hit the brakes, we got brakes. But comfort too. And this one doesn't even have the air suspension. There are certain ones that you can get with the air suspension. Air suspension, due to the chip shortage, has been a little bit non-existent. Used to be, as soon as you went to the enhanced package, almost all the cars had the air suspension. This one does have the adaptive M suspension on it. So when you go into sport mode, it gets stiffer, and in comfort, you know, it's soft. But the air suspension has been reserved for if you request it, or if you get the hybrid, or if you had like a 3rd row option. Although with the new ones coming out, there's no more 3rd row options for the X5 because we offer the X7. If you guys are interested in the 3rd row of the X5, you want an X7, check out my channel. I recently did a POV drive of the 2024 with the curved display screen. And coming up next, after this, I'm going to test drive the 2024 X5 with the new iDrive 8 curved display screen. So these are the ones, if you go into a dealership right now, you're going to be finding 2023s on the lot, and this is what you can buy. But if you want to order, or if you get lucky, there could be one at your lot. We have one available right now, and you can get the 2024. 2024 is redesigned, facelift, new headlights, new taillights, front bumper. You know, it's got the works, the whole LCI facelift. But one thing missing on that one is the 1 through 8 buttons. They don't put those on the new cars. You have to like swipe down from the menu. Everything in iDrive 8 becomes 2 steps instead of 1. Less buttons, more infotainment system, no more climate control menu here. It's into the curved display screen. So there's some pluses and some negatives with that new iDrive 8 system coming. Let's open the sunroof back up. All right, let's play around a little bit more with the infotainment system. You got your vehicle status. Like right now, tire pressure monitoring, saying it's 26 PSI, but my left tire is at 47. So how do I don't know how to reset that. Check engine control. Tire pressure menu. It's not letting me like just reset the tire pressure, so whatever. Settings, let's go back to the beginning. General settings, so automatic time zone settings, because it's not 114, it's 1214. Oh no, it is 114. Yeah, my bad. Voice control, what you want the language to be. Fatigue alerts, privacy, software upgrades. Driving modes, this is where you can configure that sport, individual. So you say you want the steering to be comfort, but you still want the engine to be sport plus. Boom, no problem. Exterior lighting options, driving assistance, so safety and warning, that was the one that this goes short key into. Then you also have speed limit assistance, adjust speed limits, excess speed warning, so it goes it was going orange or red when we were doing that. We don't need to see that. Parking maneuvering, you can, you know, the PDC volume, steering wheel feedback, so vibration sensitivity is on medium. Noisy car in my blind spot. Volkswagen. So this was the display one. We were in there. You can also configure the head-up display. You can actually, you know, brightness you can do, height you can do, but the funny one is the rotation. I was like, when I first saw this, I was like, who needs to rotate it? But then when actually driving my car, I think with my M240, I actually had it like this. I guess if there's like a little bit of tweaking, it doesn't sit in exactly perfect, at least you can rotate it and get optimal. And then down below, you can see, you know, what you want to see. You want to see navigation in there? Do you want to see your driving assistant in there for cruise control? Do you want to see that stuff in your head-up display? It does take up a pretty big portion of the windshield, so sometimes it might be good to take that information away. Doors and vehicle access. Tailgate, you can adjust that height. Does it need to open 100% or does it need to open like 60%? You can adjust that. You can also set whether or not the foot movement sensor opens it. Digital key, you can add in a digital key to your Apple Wallet. So you can tap your car on the door handle, it unlocks. You bring your phone in and put it on the wireless device charging tray, it unlocks. Speaking of that, we have the 2 cup holders, USB port, 12-volt converter. Some cars you'll see with heat and cool cup holders, and some you won't. If you don't see it, it's due to the microchip shortage. If you do see it, it didn't get affected by the microchip shortage. Comfort door access, my favorite thing. Locking and unlocking as you walk away from the vehicle. Key button assignment. Next one's interior lighting, but I already showed you guys that. Next one's seat comfort. So, driver's seat. So you can show when you adjust the seat, it shows you exactly what you are adjusting. It's pretty cool, especially like, you know, if you're new to the car, it helps you go through like which each buttons do. So that is good to have in there. And then what's also good too is you can deactivate it once you get comfortable with your car and you know what your seat positions are doing. You don't need to see that. Okay, you unclick it, it won't show up anymore. Climate control menu, preconditioning, ventilation, remote engine start done through the key fob or through the BMW app is one of the best features. In the wintertime, makes your car warm. In the summertime, makes your car cool. So that's one of my favorite. Key buttons, I mean, that one's redundant. It's already indoors in vehicles access. That's the settings. Driver profiles. Driver profile is a big part of BMW. Say your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is. You have 2 profiles, me and my girlfriend. You set one and everything sets. So you're in the X5, your steering positioning, your mirrors, your climate control, your 1 through 8s, your radios, your navigation points, all that saves, seat settings, all that saves on your driver profile. As soon as you lock your key, everything saves to that key. Now your wife has a second key. She has a second driver profile. She does everything for her. As soon as she unlocks the car with her key, everything switches over and none of the settings get messed up. Even the ambient lighting color changes over for driver profile. Driver profile, remote engine start, I think were my 2 favorite things. All right, let's do we have one more short section of driving. We're at like 0. Let's just do a quick acceleration again. I mean, for a big SUV, it's still got quite a lot of torque. You can really, if you need to get ahead of somebody, you need that power, you can push ahead. Now, you know, you're not going to be racing anybody with this car, but you know, you have the torque and power that you need if you need to tow anything with a boat and you need to still accelerate, merge, get into lanes and everything like that. Like, you're able to do all that stuff. Let's see, is there anything else I need to show you? Apps, so we have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and then some other BMW apps. Nothing that's really that important. We went over the infotainment system, we went over the display. I mean, you have your automatic hold brake, your electronic parking brake. Center console gives you one USB-C port. Glove box, you can change dash trim, and there's a little bit of extra storage down here by the steering wheel. But yeah, I mean, overall, X5, comfortable. Very soft suspension, still stiff. You can still dive into the corners. The braking is still powerful to hold the vehicle. And an excellent car. I'd recommend, like, if you need a large luxury SUV, I mean, a BMW is a fantastic option. If you guys are interested in purchasing the BMW, come visit Parkview BMW or reach out to me at my email down below, and I'd be happy to help you guys out with a purchase. All right, thank you guys so much. Smash the like button if you made it all the way to the end. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next POV driving video.